Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. I told you you were going to enjoy this segment, and you'll see. I was right. It is Fyütch. Nice to have you with us, sir.
Hello, hello. Nice to be here, Gary. Thanks for having me.
And the little one next to you is Aura Simmons. Nice to see you, Aura. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, but I'm pretty hungry.
Well, I believe after we do the show, Daddy can work something out on that. I mean, I'm sure he
Full-time
does that
job.
every day.
Yeah, I thought it's AURA.
Okay, AURA. We're going to put that down. Fyütch, I'm thrilled to have you. I reviewed the CD. We reviewed the videos. Talk to me about what you're passionate about and why you put out so much material. Because you're passionate about your work.
Yeah, I'm glad you took a second to listen to it. The new album is called Family Tree, and it's a collection of 16 songs that is about something that's very near and dear to my heart. Obviously, my family, connecting with my culture. As a teaching artist and a music artist, I didn't want to have to choose between both. I like making music that I can play in the classroom for my students, but I also kind of wanted to have that cool edge to it as well, with the cool beats, kind of be current. So for the past 2 years, I've been trying to figure out, how do I blend the two? How do I make music? How do I make a living doing what I love, where I don't have to sacrifice either? And this album is kind of like my favorite body of work I've ever done that embodies just that. It's music for the whole family. It's educational, it's hype, it's high energy, you can dance to it. It's not just for kids, it's for adults too. It's great for a road trip to put on while you're cleaning, all that. So I feel like I finally hit all the points with this album.
As I said, I watched it and it's just incredibly enjoyable. But let's also get to the message. You have something that's real important to you. I don't want to characterize it. Talk to me about what you really want the families, the adults, the children, and everybody to pick up on. And then, Aura, don't go away because we're going to ask you a question as well.
Okay.
All right, yes. Thanks, Gary. Absolutely. What I'm very passionate about is educate, entertain, and empower. I like to teach Black history through music, things that I didn't learn about when I was in school. And also this idea of connecting with the elders in your family to learn your legacy, what it's about. Sometimes some of that history is oral. Sometimes some of that history are things that you need to find out. So I kind of want this album to encourage people to connect with other members of their family and also learn some things about lesser known Black history facts.
I thought it was important that you had Aura in the videos. Aura, can you tell me, was it fun to be in those? Did you sing? Did you dance? What did you like?
I actually sang I Am a Cool.
Yeah, you're a very good singer. You liked it. When you saw the video, were you like, oh my goodness, that's me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty cool. I guess Fyütch, it works for you to have your daughter in there because in order to build strong societies, in order to build strong Black culture, we need strong families, right? I mean,
So true.
there's no other way to say that. And I'm going to tell you, as a father, we need strong fathers. You want to talk a little bit about being a father in this context, in this age of Black Lives Matter, and what does a father need to do with a child or their family to, in plain Bronx language, represent?
Yeah, one of the things I've learned is presence is the most important. Being there, patience is really important as well. Having a structure, being disciplined, being a disciplinarian in some kind of ways, but also just understanding that having examples of it. Thankfully, I had examples of great fathers and father figures in my life. My dad, my grandpa, I have a lot of other men in my life. Pierce Freeline is on the album as well. He's a great example of just a little bit older than me, but someone that I look to as well. So I would say if somebody doesn't have those examples of fathers in their family, it's look into the community, organizations, people, neighbors, etc., who can provide that. So it's all about that community. It's all, like you said, it's definitely about having the tight-knit family unit, however you can get it, whether that's community or in the home.
And I'll tell you, boy, her timing is fantastic. Well, one of the things that we just saw evidence of, the children have to be independent as well. They've got to have their own mind. They've got to be taught, like your daughter is incredibly articulate and well spoken. They've got to have that in there because we're not going to grow anybody's culture unless we do that. And clearly, Aura has a mind of her own. We want to watch the video now. Our producer Rebecca Hemick put together like a little edit. Just tell us what these videos are about, when they were shot and recorded, and then we're going to take a look.
Yeah, so I think the clip is Black Women in History. It was my first #1 radio song that I did with Reese Palmer and Snook Nook, who are just incredible, incredible singers. And the song is about Black women in history, some that you've heard of, like Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, Kamala Harris, but also some women that you may not have heard of, Fannie Lou Hamer, a few others in there, Ida B. Wells. So I kind of want it to be a fully encompassing, educational, fun kind of song that teaches you at the same time.
And it's colorful and it's beautiful and it's simple so that everybody can understand it. Here we go. You want to give it a title? You said it was, what is the
Black
title?
Women in History with Fyütch, Reese Palmer, and Snook Nook. Check it out.
And family.
And Aura too. Can't forget her.
All right, let's take a look.
Black women in history, her story, yeah, this is her story. Black women in history, gotta say it loud so it's not a mystery. This song is dedicated to your legacy, so it's time we let them know where the sisters be.
Yeah, last name Hamer, first name Fannie Lou, civil rights leader, helped register our people to vote during Jim Crow laws in the 60s, back when blacks couldn't vote in this country.
She paved the way for future politicians, along with the first black congresswoman Shirley Chisholm. Kamala Harris made history as the first ever woman elected VP.
So many suffragists that fought for this, like Nashville's own J. Frankie Pitts, helped register thousands of voters in Tennessee and made a school for black girls in the 1920s. Could not have done it without the pioneers, the women fighting voter suppression for years, like the Stacey Abrams and Felicia Davis. Said so many women to name, that's why this is for the black women in history. Black women in history.
It's beautiful, and all the videos are beautiful. We'll get a URL where people can find them. Talk to me about what parents need to teach their children. Aura's obviously young; she's not going to be able to articulate some of the things. How do you bring her up, and how can parents bring their children up in this context so they understand their own background, their own history, be proud of who they are? It's especially with everything that they see and hear on TV and maybe in the streets of the Bronx.
You know what? One of the things that I first noticed as a teacher, but then as a parent, children don't have a problem with tackling some issues that might be tough issues for us to talk about. For them, they don't have some of the global ramifications that we have, some of the sensitivities to maybe stay away, to not offend. Children will jump right in. So I think it's really just introducing them to things at an early age, introducing them to empathy, to inclusion, to diversity, to the beauty of different skin colors. We've been talking about the shades of brown, the different shades of browns of skins are in some of her books, different hair types, looking at the diversity of all people, just kind of thinking about those things from early on. This idea of empathy, caring for each other, why is it good to share, etc., and having some of these conversations, and she tackles them just fine.
I could listen to you talk about this stuff all day. But wait, before Aura goes, Aura, could you do me one really big favor? Would you kiss Daddy right on his cheek? Boy, ain't that what we're really looking for? And you also were very proud before we started the segment. You were telling.
Wait. Let him ask a question.
I was going to ask you, like, you're getting ready to do something very special, right? You're going to be going to a new school?
Yeah, preschool.
You're going to preschool. You're looking forward to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to be very exciting. Fyütch, you mentioned a couple of times, and I wasn't even aware of it because we'd been focusing on your music and your creativity. You were talking about your students. Where do you teach? What do you formally teach?
Yeah, I teach with a really cool organization called Dream Yard. They work exclusively in the Bronx. They teach the arts, music, dance, drama, theater, etc., arts and crafts, and they work at schools specifically from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And I've been with them for about 4 or 5 years. And it's really awesome because I get to go into classrooms, teach music. Last year, I was doing poetry. I was doing music production. So it's really awesome.
Listen, I'm well familiar with DreamYard.
Hey.
Oh, sure. But what this underscores for me, and you know, in a way, I was going to ask this question out of that context, but once you put it in that context, the importance of arts and culture for young people, especially who don't get it in school. I mean, it just seems so obvious to me, but I'll let you, we got about a minute left. I'll let you articulate why it's important for young people, especially young people of color in the Bronx, to have these opportunities to express and be creative, etc.
Thank you for bringing that up. I think the two main reasons, you have different kinds of learners. I was more of a hands-on doodler when I took notes. I couldn't really just stay focused on the text. And then also art gives us an opportunity, like I said, to tackle some of those bigger topics in a creative way that maybe a math class or maybe an English class wouldn't allow you to do. Maybe a science class won't allow you. Sometimes it will, but I really feel that it's a privilege to be able to go into schools and talk about some of these things through poetry and through music to get a conversation going.
We're going to have you on Bronx Talk this week, as a matter of fact. People will get a chance. We'll extend this conversation, which I am completely passionate about. Give us, for now, for the Bronx Buzz, give us all the URLs. How do people find you? How do they find your music? How do they, you know, let's put it.
Yeah, with a name like Fyütch, it's so easy. Nobody took it. Nobody's going to take it. It's Fyütch, and that's everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, my website, all the above.
Listen, you are doing, you know, people said to me, you know, why don't you run for office? If I ran for office, you know how big the arts and culture budget would be? It would be skyrocketed. Anyway, we got to get out of here. Aura, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. You take care of Daddy. Make sure he does the right thing and make sure he gives you lunch. You know.
Okay. They give me lunch every day.
Okay, he's doing the right thing. Fyütch, we'll see you. That's right. We'll see you around town. Thanks to our great producer, Rebecca Hemick. Our intern is Elliot Adams. And we'll see you next week on The Buzz. And we're going to extend this conversation on Bronx Talk this week as well. Good night.